or it should be recognized union or legal contract between spouses that establishes rights and obligations between them and the children and between them and the in-laws.
You did it so many times.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's already crumbled.
That's a lot of crap, and you know it. Let me tell you what marriage is about. Marriage is about two people meeting up and bonding. A bond which could go on for an eternity. For the bride, it's stepping in a new house away from the comfort zone of her family and being spoon-fed. For the groom, it's now having to share his room with another person, unfortunately. For the families who now have to report to each other, there's so many new things. For some people, it's a life which is going to be very exciting. For some people, it's the beginning of the end of their freedom. And for some people, it lasts so long that after a while, it gets so boring that messages just become like K, and people start questioning the existence of other people's organs. Let me tell you about the marriages that happen in the subcontinent. First up, in India, a lot of you people must be aware that most common marriages are arranged marriages. Because our parents think that we're not competent enough to do anything in our lives, we cannot make our own choices, so it's automatically implied that we cannot find our own partners. So they decide to step in and like, okay son, you're not worthy of doing all this, let me take over and I'll find a bride for you. It gets really annoying at times. And sometimes it just feels like your father's playing this game with you. Like he's just keeping an eye on you. And if you fumble, like if you do a bad deed or something, you're going to be enticed in marriage. This is how the situation feels like when I see my father. Next up, we complete marriages and we see our relatives. We see our relatives after ages. Our relatives always have to pass comments about how big we've become and about how much weight we've gained, how old we've become, and stuff. But something what really is the most annoying thing is the fact that they ask you, when are you getting married? I swear, I had people asking me when I would get married when I was at the age of 15. And this really gets so annoying. And I go to like another wedding, I know people will say, you are next. So this is what I felt after going to countless number of marriages. So, when we're going for marriages, we have to buy lots of stuff. And the stuff that mostly people buy is jewelry. I mean, I swear, Indians without jewelry, there will be an apocalypse. Because a recent survey a few years back showed that a large number of Indians spent more on jewelry than clothing. So people would rather have a earring or a diamond ring rather than having some clothes to wear, which is really astonishing. Then dowry is a big issue in marriages. Dowry is when the female side, the female's family is forced to pay the men's family some sort of gift or something, like a car, some money and everything. Yes, a car. Sometimes it's even like, goes to the length of like a Jaguar or a Lamborghini. And it is so bad that sometimes the groom side call off the marriage because they did not get the dowry. And sometimes a lot of deaths also take place. One statistic that we found online, that one woman is murdered for dowry every 20 minutes. But now, society is moving on. Because I asked one person, like, what do you think about dowry? And that person told me, dowry is for 20th century. Now, now people exchange another thing with each other, and it's called gifts. Now, we don't call it dowry anymore because we don't want it to sound so offensive. We just call them gifts. And last things last, the expenditures for these weddings are huge. because for a middle class family, the average spending on a wedding is $34,000 US. And for the rich families, the spending is upwards of $1 million. That's a huge amount of money. Why don't you just give it to me and I'll buy myself my dream car?
That's why they're not giving it to you. Shooting.
I'm not spending on a marriage and going to show off money to everyone. But to sum it up, this is what happens in marriages. You're going to have arranged marriages. You're going to have lots of relatives who are pissing you off. There's going to be lots of exchange of jewelry. And there's going to be some never-ending expenditure and a lot of dowry. Good thumbs up, guys. Hey, RJUN. Oh, that's my name.
Arjun.
But
Yeah,
in
Arjun.
conclusion, going to these weddings is actually super fun. You meet lots of people, you always keep dancing, like sometimes you dance like a fool and nobody cares. And there's also free alcohol. Yeah, and free alcohol and free food. The supply is never ending. Eat all you want, become big how much ever you want, cheap meals. And that's the thing about marriages. I would wish you guys, the non-Indian guys, once go to an Indian marriage and you'll see what it's like.
Invite me.
Tahan lang, alcohol.
Thank you, Arjun.